Alright guys, out at the range today with the Cmmg Resolute in 5.56. First time getting our hands on one of these. Pretty sweet setup, especially digging that color too. We're gonna shoot a couple, just see if our red dot is zeroed here that we just slapped on. At least good enough to shoot some with.
You hear that car alarm you set off? Oh well. Put that upper on your machine gun.
Should we go ahead and do it unsuppressed first? Yeah, let's do it. Got the Liberty Bell full auto lower on the Cmmg Resolute upper. God bless America, baby. Cooking. She was fucking cooking, man.
Man, that thing is overcast. Gotta wear eye protection for this.
Oh yeah.
Aim for the dick.
I told you.
We have the Cmmg Resolute upper with a po' boy suppressor and our own J Bell's Liberty Bell firearm lower that just so happens to have a fun switch. So we're going to test this bad boy out. This gun already ran full auto unsuppressed, so now we're going to see what it's like with a little quiet PU action.
I don't think it's going to be very quiet. The brake was brutal on this thing.
Woo! I think I got her. Yeah.
She cooking.
She kicked just a little bit more than before, but that
it's fast. It's warm now.
Fun. Get you one.
What's going on, guys? We're back from the range, and this time we have the Cmmg Resolute M556. This is basically Cmmg's decked out AR-15 and comes completely loaded down with their whole line of zero line parts and accessories. That including their own charging handle, trigger guard, pistol grip, ambidextrous safety, ambidextrous mag release, bolt catch, and their own muzzle brake. Now everything on this is a Cmmg part specifically, but I know the zero line of optics was something that they really marketed within the last year. I believe that is why the whole Resolute got a complete facelift and outfitted with all these new parts. One of my favorite parts about this, though, is their fastback, or what I like to call it, the rip-it stock. So literally all you have to do is put your hand on it and pull, and it gets it right out, fully extended. That's a pretty unique system that I've never seen on any other rifle that we've reviewed, and it's not a liability in a sense of having that extra feature. Once it rips this way, it does not rip back. So you have to actually come back and hit the button to push it back in. But if you're in a quick instance where you gotta hurry up, get that extended and get it right back up to your eye, there is a way to do that with the stock and buffer tube that they actually have set up here. We have had, I want to say, guys, realistically about 650 rounds through this gun. We put a lot of our own personal ammo through this one this time and just ran the absolute dog pee out of this gun. We shot it suppressed immediately. We wanted to go ahead and just torture the hell out of it right out of the box. Shot about 250 rounds suppressed with our Black Aces Po' Boy suppressor, and it ran everything flawlessly. We then sent it to Tennessee Ray for a few weeks. I think he got to play with it a little bit, but not quite as much as he wanted to because he had some competitions and stuff going on, but no issues with him as well. Once we got it back, we spent another couple of days at the range with it, put in another probably 350, 400 rounds through this unsuppressed, and just mag dumped the living hell out of it. I think we are sitting at currently probably well over 400 rounds through this gun, suppressed and unsuppressed. It is very, very filthy. And just keeps running. I have not had one single malfunction out of this gun. It is loud, it is proud, but it keeps on going. So not a single malfunction. That is pretty impressive, especially since we shot so much suppressed early on that this entire receiver set had like a black pan over it from the gas and the carbon being blown back into the chamber, into the receiver set and the chamber because of it being suppressed. So I kept thinking, man, this thing's going to clog it, it's going to jam, it's going to jam, it's going to have like a light primer strike, the bolt carrier's not going to go all the way in, we're going to have to use the forward assist. Something I thought was going to happen, and it never did. So it runs like a scolded dog, and it runs exactly the way you would expect a, what is this, an $1,800 rifle to run. I think these are actually, at Smoky Mountain Guns and Ammo, I think these are roughly about $1,600. But you were investing quite a lot up front into a rifle like this. Now, with that said, we've also reviewed several other rifles that have been in this type of price range that have either had some stuff that you would have to change out or just didn't run the way you would expect it to. Cmmg didn't do that to us. They didn't come with anything that I would want to change out other than, you know, I might put my MOE Plus grip on here. That's just because what I'm used to every single, the K2 grip, it's what I'm used to every single one of my rifles, and it does have a little bit different angle of which that grip is, but I didn't have any issues with Cmmgs personally. It's ready to be, you know, optics thrown on, mount your lights, lasers, all that stuff with this nice key mod rail they've got going on. I love how they took the top out of the rail for a better C-clamp type of grip. With pros also come cons. And as we were burning rounds down range, exactly where I placed my C-clamp grip at is right where the gas block ended up being. So after 100 rounds, I'd have to put a glove on or come back toward the receiver just so I'm not burning my hands. After about 200 rounds, it was almost like a sharp, hot pain coming out every shot of the top of this gas block. And it's just that gas coming out at such a high temperature that it's causing that. It wasn't anything that blistered or damaged my hands at all, but it is just something that makes it a little bit uncomfortable to shoot once you get into those higher round counts. Okay, so one thing I'm just noticing, kind of random here, right where the gas block is, there is an opening. So that heat, when I do my C-clamp, right about where I grab it, is definitely starting to burn my thumb a little bit. So I'm gonna keep it off to the side. We threw on a Riton XC1 optic on here the entire time. That optic ran pretty dang well, and that running it suppressed was just a gem. You know, you're not gaining a whole lot of decibel reduction when you're shooting something like this suppressed unless you're using proper ammo, but it was significantly different to the point to where we felt like you could get away with shooting it without ears. Did we? No, because it has still got that quite a bit of snappiness coming right out of that barrel with that speed. Funny enough, the first time we shot this, I was at the range with one other person. I want to say it was Charles, and we were by ourselves, and we shot one into the berm, and it set off a car alarm about a half a mile away. Was that actually us, or was it just the timing of us? We will never know, but we're going to run with that. The brake on this gun was so dang loud, it set off a car alarm several hundred yards away.
And that brake is aggressive, but...
You hear that car alarm you set off?
Oh well.
No way that was us. Right? Is it?
That was us.
Maybe.
That was us.
How?
Buy you this CMMG. Piss off all your neighbors.
That was pretty funny. We had a good time with that, but it was just like, holy cow. And then once people did come to the house, they were like, yeah, that sucker is loud. You did not want to stand beside it when the gun was going off, especially if we were trying to video. And we stayed mostly back behind the receiver or the optic of the gun when we were filming, just to avoid, you know, anything like that happening to the cameraman. But I love it, guys. I think you are 100% good to go with this rifle. I cannot find a single thing that I can complain about other than, you know, getting hot with some serious mag dumps, and that is stuff that rail covers and everything are designed to fix. And I even noticed that even though on top where the Picatinny rail has been removed, it actually does have a M-lock spot, so you could still hook up like your Slate Black Industries rail covers and stuff on here to give you a little bit of help when it comes to keeping that heat off your hands. But yeah, guys, I love it. I think you would too. Definitely worth your investment, or at least looking at, or at definitely take the opportunity to shoot it if one becomes available to you, because I think it is a pretty phenomenal rifle. CMMG has always been good to us. I love CMMG. They have always put out pretty solid products. They're also very, very transparent on torture testing these products. So if you've seen us go to the Iraq veteran shoot and all that stuff, you know CMMG is usually the most popular booth with their Mutant series that they have out there, or their Banshees and stuff, because they just always keep running. And this thing is no different. I did not put a single bit of lube or gun oil on this thing out of the box, and the only time it has been touched with anything like that was right before this review, when I actually had to clean up all this dirt on it just to try to make it a little bit more presentable for this video. So, good job, CMMG. Another one down in the books for us, and another A+ for me. So guys, let me know what you think of the Cmmg Resolute down below. Do you have one? Do you know somebody that does? What additions have you guys put on this thing, or what have you changed out to make it even more better to your liking? I'm always interested to hear everybody's feedback and to see what you guys are doing with these guns that we're reviewing. I appreciate every single one of you guys watching. Hit that subscribe button, share it with your friends, y'all, and most importantly, stay alert, stay alive. And CMMG is a ride or die.
That'll wrap up today's range.